Hello and welcome back to this series on Podia. In the previous videos, what we have done is created our demo course. So we had created some content, some modules and a quiz. And we in fact also connected our Stripe account with our Podia account so that now we can accept payments and we have put a price tag on our course. Next, what we need to do is sell this course, and for that we need a sales page. Now, if I just click on this buy now button right here, you can see this is my sales page. Now for the sales page part, we'll look at that in a much more detail in the next video. For now, let me just quickly change my logo here. So right now you can see the logo is shown as just my name because that is what I input during the Podia course creation or the Podia account creation process. What I need to do is place in a logo right here. So this is the logo I'm planning to make. Whenever you're starting out, do not fret too much over the logo part of it because that is only a part of the branding. People do not really care about what your logo looks like. No one really does. What people are interested in is your product. So if your product is good, you can get away with a shitty logo as well. However, you do not just want to have your name on the website either. So for that, you can just go away or go and do a little bit of branding. So what I've done is created a simple logo. So this is a logo which has the left part of the brain and the right part of the brain. I've used the concept of binary to make a 0 and a 1 inside the brains. So what we'll try to do in this video is recreate this logo. As you can imagine, the right part of the logo is very easy. It's just text itself. On the left side, we have an icon. Inside that, we have some text. So that is what we'll try and do in this video. Now, quite contrary to the popular belief, we'll not be using any special software for this. I'll be using PowerPoint. Yes, you heard me correct. I'll be using Microsoft PowerPoint for creating this graphic. And in fact, the graphics option in PowerPoint are very strong if you know what to do. And I'll show you simple tricks and tips here and there so that you know what can be done. So I'll just get away from this and you can see this is in fact created in PowerPoint. What I'll do is just come here and create a new slide. I'll create a new blank slide. So first of all, I need the icon right here. And inside PowerPoint, if you're using the Microsoft 365 version or even the 2018 version, this would work similarly. If you go inside the insert and inside icons, you can search for a lot of options available on the Microsoft website. So I'll simply select for brain. So there are few brain options. This one looks close to what I need. I'll just click on insert. So what I'll do is I'll just increase the size and I'll have it this way. I'll just get rid of this design ideas. In fact, I'll get rid of this format background as well. So I have my icon done. Now, if you do not find your icon on the Microsoft repository, what you can do is search for some of the good websites. I'll quickly take you to a few of them. So one of it is Freepik. So if you just go inside freepik.com, I'll leave the links to every website in the description. All you have to do is search for whatever kind of icon you want. So if I just search for brain, these are the results which I get. So I could have used this as well. Some of these are free, some of these are paid. You can choose your options wisely. The second one is Icon Finder. Again, it has a simple search bar. You can search for the icons. So again, you can see I could have used this. There are some nice options available right here. Last but not the least, there is a site called fontawesome.com. Now, most people don't use this. However, you can easily find whatever you're looking for. For example, I just found this brain icon. I'll just do a quick search again. So I'll just go inside this brain. All you have to do right here is download this as an SVG, which is a scalable vector graphic. So what you're seeing right now in PowerPoint, this is also an SVG file because I can increase the size. So this is not an image because it's not getting pixelated. Also, if I go inside the graphics format, first of all, it is called graphic and not a image. So this is not an image file. This is a graphic file because I can change the graphics fill as well. So you saw how quickly I was able to change the fill. That is not possible in images. So with this done, or rather, since I am finding this to be quite similar to this and I do not want to go through the pain of downloading this SVG and going back, I'll show you what we can do in PowerPoint. So right now, what I need to do is remove these white spaces. But before that, let me quickly complete the logo. So I'll just go to insert, go to text box, and I'll type in the logo as well. I'll try to make it as big as possible that fits inside this slide. So I'll just use the Control Shift and angle brackets, or you can simply use this font size increaser right here. I'll change the font as well to say Oswald. Let me increase the size. I'll also decrease the size of this icon a little bit. So this is what my logo should look like. Now, one issue or one thing which you must always take care of while creating a logos is what is the final aspect ratio going to be. Inside Podia Help Center, if I just search for logo site and go to this article where it says add a logo to your site, and if I scroll all the way down, you can see the recommended logo size is given as merely 200 by 60. So even if you just let go of the pixels for now, I know that the aspect ratio cannot be much different than this 200 by 60. So if I use a square image instead, it will be shown as very small because this 60 aspect would take preference. Also, the supported formats are shown as .png and .jpg. Always use a PNG because that way you can use the transparency, so that if you change the color of your header, the transparent portions or the blank spaces or the white spaces won't show as white. Instead, it will show as transparent. So I'll show you what I mean by that. For now, just focus on this 200 by 60 and the .png format. Let me change the color of this text to a purple as well. So you can simply go inside this and select purple. So far, so good. Now what I need to do is remove these white spaces first of all. For that, simply select the graphic. Once you select a graphic, you can see a graphics format appear on the right. I'll go inside this graphic format. First of all, change or convert it to a shape. So I'll just select to convert it to a shape. I'll just zoom in right to the graphic. Now you can see this has become a different shape. This has become a different shape, and these are now in fact different shapes. So in order to remove this, all you have to do is use a very simple concept in PowerPoint or in the shape formatter, is using these merge shapes option. Right now it's unselected because I just have one shape selected. However, if I quickly draw a rectangle right over this, so let me just draw it over this cog only, change its shape fill to match the fill, and let's move the outline to no outline. So now you cannot see it, but it actually exists. However, if I choose this as well as I choose this graphic and I select on this merge shapes and click on union, you can see the common areas get united. So now this becomes one. I can do the same thing in the bottom cog as well. I'll go inside insert, or if I just select the shape, I can select the rectangle option from right here. I'll select this, change the shape fill, change the shape outline to no outline. Again, I'll select these two, go inside shape format, go inside merge shapes and click on union again. So now if I just select everything, you can see only one shape remains. I'll do the same thing on the right side. I'll quickly create a rectangle around it, shape fill and shape outline, select these two once again, and I'll click on merge shapes and union. So now I have the two parts of the brain done. In the example above, you can see my first shape has an outline with no fill. The second shape has just the fill. So I'll do that. So with the left side selected, I'll go inside shape format again, go inside shape fill and select no fill. Inside shape outline, I'll select the outline color to be purple. However, this is very thin right now, so I'll increase the size, go inside shape outline again, go inside weights, increase it to say 6. On the right side, you can see the shape has slightly reduced, so I'll need to increase the size of it. Now, if you just hold the corner and try to increase it, you can see you are disturbing the aspect ratio. But if I hold down the shift key, you can see the aspect ratio is working fine. But right now it's increasing from the left bottom. However, if I hold the control key, now it's moving from the center. So I'll just eyeball it, and this one looks good enough. So my left part of the brain and the right part of the brain are done. All I need to do is have a 0 and a 1 inside it. That is very easy to do. I'll go inside insert, go inside text box, and I'll type a text of 0. I'll change the font to this font right here, and I'll place it inside it. I can increase the size, and I'll center and place it right where I want it to be. I'll just reduce the size a little bit. So this looks nice to me. All I need to do is change the color. So this one is purple. In order to copy it to the right, all I'll do is hold on to it and hold on to the control key. That way I can create a copy on the go. So I'll just place it right here. I'll change the font to 1, and right now you cannot see it because the color is exactly the same. So I'll just change the color to white. So I'll just center it, and this looks very much similar to this. So now you may feel that we are done with the work, or at least the logo part of it all. But the only issue right now is that this one is not transparent. So what I mean by that is, for example, if you put this logo on your header on a white background, it would look very nice. However, if you wanted to have your background a bit darker, if I go to design and change the background and I change the color to say a little bit of a gray color, you can see everything is looking perfect except this one, because this one is a text with a color of white. All I need to do is create it as a shape which sees through this shape. In order to do that, first of all, let's get out of this format background. What I'll do is select this text. I'll also select the shape. And if I go inside shape format again, inside the merge shapes, instead of using the union option, what I'll do is go inside combine option. Now what combine does is combines the two and the overlapping parts are intersected. So now you can see this is see-through. So if I take it over the purple portion, you can see I'm seeing the purple through it. The color has changed. I'll change the shape fill to be purple again. So now you can see this logo would look perfect on any background. So if I change the background to anything else, I'll go inside design, go inside format background again. Let's change the background to say yellow. This would look perfect on that as well. There is no more white available right here. So with this done, all I need to do is select this logo part of it. I'll simply right click and click on save as picture. This will ask me where to save it. I'll go to the folder which I want and I'll call it the binary IQ. So here I'm inside the logo. I'll just double click on it to open it. You can see the logo looks perfect. However, the only issue with this is right now, if I select this, the aspect ratio would be a bit off. So let me correct the aspect ratio. I'll just Control C and go inside PowerPoint again, create a new slide, a blank slide, and I'll paste it right here. So right now this is an image and not the graphic which you had been creating till now. So you can see we can scale it very simply. All I need to do is create the correct shape of it. For that, what I'll do is go inside insert, go inside shapes, and I'll create a rectangle. This rectangle would be 200 by 60 aspect ratio. So I'll use a 20 by 6 for now. So the aspect ratio is done. If I increase it from the bottom, you can see the aspect ratio is disturbed. However, again, if I hold the shift key, the aspect ratio is not disturbed and I can increase the size to whatever I want. I'll right click and send it to the back. Now this is my logo. Right now you can see the logo is a little bit smaller than the size of this rectangle. So I'll just reduce the size. So with this centered, I'll just increase this size a little bit more. So this is how I want my logo to look like. However, the image is slightly off. I'll select this image, go inside picture format, go inside crop. I'll just crop it to meet these lines. And I'll select on crop. So now my image is exactly the size of this box. I'll just remove this box for now and I have my image done. However, again, you'll have to right click and save as picture. I'll call it the binary IQ correct shape, correct size rather. And now I can simply use this file on the website. I've already saved it. Now, if you wanted to have a 200 by 60 pixel size, you can do that too. If I go inside picture format, I'll just create a copy of it. I can reduce the size of this by going inside the size part, and I'll change the height from this to 60 pixel and width to 200. So it automatically takes a 200 by 60. So this is your actual size. So I'll just right click on this and save this as a picture as well. So this will be the binary IQ 200 by 60. So this way you can create as many sizes and shapes you want in PowerPoint, and you do not need to learn any other software. All you have to do is just remember the graphics or the shape formatter here, where you can use different size and shapes to create this. So for example, if I wanted a star inside this, let me just zoom in. If I wanted a star inside it, I'll select these two, go inside shape format, go inside merge, and again choose combine. So you can see I can see through this star. So that is how easy it is. I'll leave the experimentation onto you. If you make a logo using PowerPoint, do share the link to that image so that we can get inspired and create something even better. For now, I'll be using this logo on my website, and that will do in the next video. If you like this video, do not forget to hit that like button, and if you're not already subscribed, do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.